So we're going to set up this f480, and the first stitch that we're going to do is just a large eye, and that'll give us best indication of what the stitch or what the machine is, how the machine is stitching. So we're going to pick the letters, and then we're looking for the widest font. So we're just going to pick 01, and then all we need to do is to pick an eye. It's going to be large because that's what's selected, and if we just set that, we've got an eye in the middle of the screen there, which is 9mm wide and 28mm high. End edit, embroidery. So that is now ready to go. So if we turn our attention to setting the machine up, first thing is the bobbin, putting the bobbin in. So we hold it like a P, we drop it in, and the thread goes underneath the guide. But when it goes underneath the guide, we're going to hold the bobbin down and put a little bit of tension on this white thread as we go round and round before we cut off. So that is the bobbin in, and then we can have a look at the top thread. So the top thread is controlled by the tension unit, which is actually underneath here. There's no dial like on a conventional machine, because it's computer controlled. So, but the unit is the same, and if we pop this off, we can see here the tension plates, and the tension plates open and close as the presser foot lever is put up and down. We can also see here the guide, which is over the take-up lever, which opens and closes at the same time. So it's important that before we start to thread, we lift the lever. That opens the discs, and it also opens the guide on the top there. So we're going to pop this back on. We're going to put the screw back in and do it properly before I forget. So we've got numbers that guide us through. So we're going to go from the reel across and around 1, underneath the guide here, and then up and around 2, across to 3, and down. And this is the important bit. The tension unit is in there and the discs are in there. So this is the important bit. We need to make sure that we get the thread all the way down between the discs before we go around and back up. So we can do that by pinching the thread here and pulling on it to make sure the thread is all the way into the unit. We've got the take-up lever on these machines, doesn't pop out the top of the machine, it's not really visible. So again, we're going to hold the thread at the reel here. That gives us tension on the thread to be able to control it, and we're going to go in to the left and pull it towards us, and that allows us then to see that the thread is in the eye of the take-up lever. Then we can go down and thread the eye of the needle. Bring the needle up a bit, there we are, threaded. Okay, so we can test the tension now. So the presser foot lever is up, we know that because the guide's open. We're going to pull on the thread, that's loose. Put the presser foot lever down. The guide on the machine has covered the take-up lever. And if we now pull on the thread, you can see that we have about 1/4 of an inch bend in the needle out to the left. So we can cut that off, and that now is ready to sew. We've tested the tension, the top tension, and we've made sure we've got the bobbin thread in the right position underneath. So all we need to do is load our fabric on and press the green button, and that will then print out this eye that we've got loaded. And when we're printing that eye, we should have the top thread. So this is the underneath of the fabric. We've got the top thread visible both sides and a line of white thread down the middle. And a nice tight stitch both top and bottom. That's what we're looking for.